Groundhog Day predicted 6 more winter weeks as cold grips the east. NASA delayed its Artemis II moon mission after a hydrogen leak. Cracker Barrel faced backlash over internal policies. The Grammys made history with
And the
Bad
groundhog
Bunny
has
and
spoken.
Kendrick Lamar,
6 more weeks of
while
winter.
Super Bowl
Mark your
merchandise
calendars.
shortages frustrated fans. The entertainment world, meanwhile, turned its attention to music's biggest night as the 68th Annual Grammy Awards delivered a mix of historic achievements, striking fashion statements, and moments of political expression. The red carpet was filled with bold looks that quickly became talking points, including Chappell Roan's daring topless dress. On stage, performances ranged from theatrical to deeply stirring, with Lady Gaga's rendition of Abracadabra standing out as one of the evening's highlights. Political messages were also woven throughout the night, with many attendees wearing "Ice Out" pins to signal their views on immigration enforcement. In terms of accolades, Kendrick Lamar made history by becoming the most awarded rapper in Grammy history, thanks in large part to the success of his album GNX. Bad Bunny also had a landmark night, winning Album of the Year for Debí Tirar Más Fotos, which became the first Spanish-language album ever to claim the top prize. The victory underscored the growing global influence of Latin music. Bad Bunny's busy schedule did not slow down after the ceremony, almost immediately following his Grammy. Punxsutawney Phil, the self-proclaimed seer of seers, once again delivered his annual Groundhog Day forecast on February 2nd, spotting his shadow and predicting 6 more weeks of winter. For many people across the eastern United States, the prediction felt less like folklore and more like an obvious observation. Large parts of the region have been locked in a deep freeze for the past 2 weeks, with bitter temperatures, snow, and ice already reinforcing the sense that winter is far from finished. Still, Phil's forecast carries a long-standing tradition, even if its reliability is questionable. According to the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, the famous groundhog has been correct only about 35% of the time over more than a century of predictions. By comparison, Staten Island Chuck, New York's lesser-known but much more statistically impressive groundhog, boasts an accuracy rate closer to 85%. Chuck, however, offered little comfort this year either, as he also foresaw 6 more weeks of winter. As if to underscore the point, meteorologists were already warning of another surge of cold air threatening the Northeast over the weekend, suggesting that the groundhog's grim outlook may at least feel accurate in the short term. While winter weather continued to dominate daily life on Earth, NASA faced its own delays beyond the atmosphere. The space agency's long-anticipated mission to send astronauts around the moon for the first time in more
And
than
the groundhog
half a
has
century
spoken.
will not
6
launch
more
as
weeks
soon as
of winter.
planned.
Mark
Artemis
your
II,
calendars.
a key step in NASA's effort to return humans to lunar orbit and eventually the lunar surface, had been scheduled for Feb 8th. The mission is designed to carry 4 astronauts, 3 Americans and 1 Canadian, on a journey around the moon, though not landing on it. However, a liquid hydrogen leak discovered during a critical launch rehearsal forced officials to postpone the mission by at least a month. The issue emerged during testing meant to simulate launch conditions, highlighting the complexity and fragility of the systems involved. As a result, the crew has been released from its pre-launch quarantine until a new launch window is identified. Mission leaders emphasized that the delay, while disappointing, provided valuable information. John Honeycutt, a member of the mission management team, described the setback as a learning opportunity, saying the rocket effectively talked to engineers during the test, revealing what needs to be addressed before a safe launch can occur. Back on Earth, the comfort food chain Cracker Barrel found itself grappling with renewed criticism and awkward headlines. The company has endured a rough stretch of public relations challenges, beginning with a controversial rebranding announcement in August 2025. That move involved removing the familiar old-timer character from its logo, a decision that sparked backlash from loyal customers who felt the change abandoned the chain's nostalgic identity. Facing widespread criticism, Cracker Barrel quickly reversed course and reinstated the beloved figure. Now, the company has been dealing with fallout from a leaked internal memo suggesting that employees were being pressured to eat their meals exclusively at Cracker Barrel locations while traveling for work. The policy was portrayed as a cost-cutting measure during a period of declining revenue, further fueling criticism. In response, Cracker Barrel issued a statement clarifying that the policy was not new and that employees are not restricted to dining only at Cracker Barrel restaurants. The company emphasized that it is not the sole option available to its staff, attempting to quell concerns that workers were being unfairly constrained.